All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm really excited about this session. We get to kind of talk about the book that Women in Analytics just released back in February, and we have three of the authors here with us to basically have a conversation about some of the submissions and your experiences being leaders in the analytics and data spaces. So, with that, I want to do a quick thank you and shout out to CDO Magazine for partnering with us on this event. I'm really excited to have the three of you on the same call. This is amazing. And Dave, of course, the other curator for the book, is here as well. Um, we've got lots of questions for the three of you, but maybe to kick things off, if each of you could kind of go around and do a quick introduction of yourself and talk about the submission that you did for the book as well. Ritika, do you want to kick things off for us?
Sure. My name is Ritika Gunner, and I run our Data and AI Expert Labs organization at IBM. And I have the privilege of working with hundreds of clients every day across every industry and every geography on how they're implementing artificial intelligence. And so for me, a lot of what I put into the piece that I authored for the book was on what we're seeing and how customers are adopting AI and what really lifts them to scale. And I'm looking forward to sharing that and work and really being part of this panel with our other colleagues.
Awesome. Thank you. Ursula, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Ursula Catone. I'm at Huntington Bank. I'm our Chief Data Officer. And my submission for the book was on collaboration. And it came from the fact that I have done this role now as a Chief Data Officer, and the first one in that role for 3 regional banks. And so to get any of that work done and the mission of being a Chief Data Officer, the only way to get it done is through collaboration. And so it really just came from the bumps and bruises that I've learned over the last, I guess it's now about 7 years of being a Chief Data Officer in this capacity. And so it really came from a place of learning during that time and how important the collaboration is.
Thank you so much, Ursula, for being here with us. Meg, do you want to go next?
Sure. Again, I'm Maish. I'm the Chief Data Officer at Gulf Bank in Kuwait. My submission for the book was about user-centric models and using them for omni-channel insights. Up until last year, my focus was mainly on e-commerce, digital transformation, and omni-channel insights. And it's just with everything that we've seen in the digital analytics field, that everything is becoming cross-channel, cross-device, all of that stuff. I think one of the next steps into merging the digital analytics with the other type of analytics is having those user-centric models, and everything is on the user and the 360 view of the customer to find out behavior. So I think it's kind of give me a segue into what I'm doing right now as a Chief Data Officer, and not just focusing on digital, but really on everything around the customer.
Yeah, that's great. And as you've all heard, we've got some really unique perspectives from the analytics space. And the book itself has 7 different chapters, and in those chapters, we've covered different topics and titles, including data preparation, model preparation, inspiration, and even strategy. So there's a lot of different submissions. There's 45 different articles inside of the book. Real quick, I want to make sure Dave, the co-curator, gets a nice intro too. So before we dive into any of those particular topics, Dave, you want to do a quick intro as well?
Yeah, thanks, Reagan. Happy to do that. And I'm just super lucky to be a part of this group. About, I think 3 or 4 years ago, Reagan asked me to be on the advisory board with Women Analytics. And it has been one of the most rewarding and fulfilling things that I've been doing alongside my career. And it was just super exciting when we had the idea for this book. Just the energy between the two of us was outstanding, and we were so excited. But then, of course, you sort of had that little bit of nervous energy. All right, we thought this was a good idea. Will anybody choose to submit? Does anybody else want to get as excited about it as we were? And we were thrilled that so many leading women acknowledged that. So it's just been a privilege to work with Reagan and the rest of the Women Analytics team and get to know, Ursula, you and I have known each other for a while, but and May as well, and to get to know you, Ritika, and all these other women. It's really phenomenal. I feel so kind of skewed, quite frankly, in my perspective, because I know so many amazing women leaders. And it's been through the work in WIA. And I'm just so happy that we've been able to bring this platform to bear and then to have this live conversation again for you guys, not only to bring your articles to life today, but just give a way to dig in a little bit and see and hear from each of you about the person that you are, your inspiration, how you're inspiring others, and a whole bevy of other insights that you'll share today. So just really proud and happy to be a part of this.
Thanks, Dave. This has definitely been an interesting journey to publishing a book, for sure. We've had the privilege of being able to interact with a lot of different women in the space, specifically through our conference, but this book has given us an opportunity to collaborate and work with many more women. So, I think the first chapter of the book talks about inspiration. So I want to kind of go around and talk about what your inspiration was to get into the analytics space and what has driven you to kind of navigate your career to end up where you are today. So what are those significant factors for you that have made you very passionate about what you do? And maybe Ursula, do you want to kick us off on that question?
Sure. So I stumbled into this chief data officer role 7 years ago and fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. I'm jealous that people can now do this as a degree and start their career in this space. Had I known anything like this existed when I was in school, I would have, I may not have even known how much I would love the space. But the real inspiration for me was I'd spent so much of my career before that solving problems that were all data related problems. Whether it was reporting or pulling together to do some sort of analysis, it was never ending problem. So whether I was in the branches, on the commercial middle market team, on the credit team, you name it, a large scale technical implementation, all of them had data challenges. And so the real inspiration for me has been about solving problems for folks, making it easier to do the job we hire people to do. Because what I found is no matter what role I had, it seemed like if somebody was trying to make it harder for me to do my job and get to the information I needed to do the job on a daily basis. And so I was constantly trying to find ways to make that happen. So now I have the privilege of getting to do that for lots of people in the company and make it easier for them on a day-to-day basis. And I get beyond excited when I hear somebody say, oh my gosh, this was like life-changing for me. I don't have to do X or Y anymore. Every day, every month, things can be automated. We can actually start to get some of these insights, and I can spend time on things that are much more interesting than some of the manual types of efforts I was doing, or even just I couldn't find the data that I needed. I knew it was somewhere in the company, but I couldn't find it. That to me is what inspires me to get up every day and do this job, because I just absolutely adore it.